Well, good morning. This is Mike here from Visture Property Group. I am a managing partner in Visture Property Group, and I would like to, number one, congratulate you on making a very wise decision to partner with us to do your project. And I would like to walk you through our very transparent system so you can understand why you made such a wise decision. If I will just share my screen now, and I will give you a good overview of what to expect in our system. Now, you will get an invitation to create an account to log into our system. And when you get there, you might see some variation of this depending on whether you've used it or not. The first thing is to choose the project. You will have your project name here. And when you do that, you will get to this site. On this site, the first tab is your owner information. In there, you will have your name, your contact, your stuff, a copy of your contract, so you will know exactly what it is. And there could be some other correspondence that you will find in here. Excuse me. There is nothing for you to do really in this tab. It's something we will fill out. In the project job, this is where we schedule your job. And you can see here, it shows when the project starts. It'll show what we're doing during this period. You will have a good schedule as to what it is. And again, it is something that we do. You can use it to track. If you go in, you'll see your project name. You'll see what it is. You'll see the status if it's in progress, where it is, where it's standing, start and stop date, who's performing the job, who's inspecting it at the end, the project manager, whether it was approved or not approved. If it was not built to standard to what we expected, it will not be approved. Next, you will be moving on. You will have another tab where we will have all the notes of if you have meetings with you. We like to register them in here, who was present, the agenda, the minutes. If there's any file, you're going to see the files could again be attached to this tab. And your next tab is where we will get into the meat, start getting into also the meat and potatoes. It'll be the estimate. I haven't built one here, but it'll be the estimate of your project. We will estimate, what the cost and timeline, so that that will be done, so that you know where you're going. It will also have as we move along, there could be other estimates added to this. It is where we leave. This is where we keep the information on the estimate that we put together. And at the bottom of the page, whenever there is an estimate that we prepare one, at the bottom of this page, we will always attach the formal estimate that we prepare. This is mostly a working document. The estimate will be attached at the bottom of this page. Next is the quote approval, and this one is that you will concentrate. I am pretty sure from my past experience, when I've done work with these systems, the costing and the approval is where and the calendar is where you're going to concentrate probably the majority of your time. As quotes come in for your project, we will put them in here. As an example, here there's a painting quote, the date we got it, who's doing it, the description. They're going to do some patchwork and painting. Where does it concern? Because some of these will be much bigger project where you start right at the foundation and you end up at the landscape. In this case, it's painting. And then you have your decision, whether it's been approved. It'll always show up as pending, and the quote will be attached as we get it. So you can open up the quote. Now, this is where you go in and you approve or reject the quote. And as you can see, this tracks who did what in here. So you want to you decide it's a good quote, you approve it, it goes to approve, and it stamps it at date and time stamps it here as to who did it. You don't like it, in quite a few cases, if it's a bigger amount, like this one is $1,800. If it's a bigger amount, we will have three quotes. So naturally, you will reject two of them and you will approve one. But this is where we will submit all our quotes to you. You'll get a an email probably from the project manager telling you that you have some quotes to approve. You can go in, check them. If you have questions, we'll answer them. We can get together. We can have a meeting. We can document it. But this is where it gets approved, and we know where we're going. Then naturally, these jobs have a tendency to change. So what we've added also is a change order module where, in this case, after the job is started, somebody decides we're going to add a laundry room. So we put down the date it was decided, who's going to do the work, the owner, the location, and some of these form I'm going to streamline and improve over time. You're going to get the change that is requested, and most of the time we will fill this out because we have all of the details. We will add how much cost this will add to your project, and we will also add how many hours or days this will add to the project. In this case, I think the laundry room adds $3,200 to the project, and it adds 3 days, essentially 24 hours. And then again, you will come here and you will decide whether you approve or reject this change, because you say, okay, I wanted a laundry room, but this laundry room is too expensive. I reject it. Boom. I don't want this. Or you decide, okay, yeah, I want to get this done. In which case, we will come back and look at it and say, okay, yeah, we're sure we can do it. Sometimes things will change between what happens here, especially now during COVID. So we will also approve, and then it gets scheduled. Down here is the status, it's pending, and some of it is accounting that it's when it's paid in full. Accounting comes in and then puts down whether it's invoiced and paid in full. And again, there's always room for files and notes, and you can always leave comments in here. Anybody can leave comments in here at any time. The other very important one you will deal with is the costing. And this will just be a list of all the money that is spent on this project. As we get invoices, accounting will come in and add these invoices here. So you know exactly where you're going. If you check this, you'll have a running tally on how much money has been spent on your project. So you know exactly where you're going and how much. If there's going to be cost overrun, you'll know early because it's going to be showing up here. This is a receipt for a module for receipt, and this is mostly for the people working on site. Sometimes they have smaller items out of pocket. They got to run to Home Depot to get something because they're running out of glue or nails or whatever the case may be. They're not big ticket items that we place order for. And what they attach that here, it's not something for you to necessarily bother with. It's mostly for our accounting department. We make sure we keep all of these receipts, and they come in here and they get these receipts, and you will see these costs pop back up on your costing sheet. I hope this has answered your question, and I believe this is all I need to cover with you. You can also leave comments right at the beginning here. There is a tab here that we can correspond and leave comments. And I believe this is all. If you have any questions, please let us know. and we will be more than happy to work with you and make sure this works out successfully, and that you're more than happy with the job. Thank you very much, and have yourselves a great day.